I'm Jacqueline Johnson.
And I'm Marina Middleton.
And this is Work Party, a podcast that's part work and part party. Work Party celebrates a new generation of women who are redefining the meaning of work on their own terms and having fun while doing it.
In this podcast, we are diving into all the areas of being a working woman: mind, body, and business. No topic is off limit.
Real talk and hot takes. Think of us as your internet work wives. This is Work Party,
the podcast.
Wait, where's the champagne? Welcome back to our party. Today, we're talking about resumes, applying for jobs, all of these different things and what goes into it. So here's a wild stat. Recruiters spend about 6 seconds looking at your resume before they decide if you're worth taking a closer look. 6 seconds. That's so fast. And on top of that, almost 9 out of 10 recruiters are checking your LinkedIn before they call you. I know I am. So yeah, these two things are your career billboard, whether you like it or not. So you have to make them super impactful. But don't worry, we've got you. We're going to walk through what absolutely has to be in your resume, how to tailor it for different kinds of jobs, and an easy way to make your LinkedIn work harder for you. So some of the biggest mistakes we see over and over again, we'll talk about, and we'll give you 3 quick fixes you can make today that'll instantly get you up in the queue and increase your chances.
Can I tell you, I've seen some rough resumes. And I've also seen resumes that look like they just got spit out of ChatGPT. I think that in the world of AI, we just need to be a little bit more intentional, which means it's going to take a little bit more work to create more of a custom experience or a custom resume. And I think for me, key things that you need: header. What is the summary of what it is that you're actually applying for? I think this is where the shift truly happens, and is actually something that I learned in corporate. There are so many companies, especially the larger ones, that will put your resume into a database and it will pull keywords from the job description, right?
Yeah.
And so it's so important to look at the job that you're applying for, take keywords, what are they looking for? What are some skills that you need, qualifications, and add that into your resume if you have it, so it's a clear call out.
If you have it, is key.
If you have it is so key. I remember I worked with a guy at my first sales job, and his whole job was to build Excel sheets. He'd never opened Excel before.
He said, I'm about to learn.
I'm about to learn today. Shout out to Judson. He was so good. But anyways, so adding those keywords is really important. So header, summary about the role and what you're applying for, clear skills, your experience that ties directly back to that role, relevant projects, and of course, your education.
I love that so much. I remember I applied for a job at Blackstone, which and this is early days. And I had no idea what Blackstone did, whatever. I was just I'm shooting my shot. I got an interview, and I was halfway through the call. We both were yeah, we should not be on this chat. I don't even know what you do. I don't even know the words you are speaking.
No, that was me at one of the Google roles that I got an interview for. And obviously, if you get an interview, it's a big deal.
You gotta take it, yeah.
Truly, I didn't know what word he was saying. He said mobile this, mobile that. And I was like, I can learn.
Marketing.
I can learn. Marketing? Yeah. I promise you I can learn.
You said UX, I got this. Coding, no problem. It's so good. So also talk to me about LinkedIn, because I feel like that's such a huge piece of the recruiting pie of who we're looking for.
I think a lot of people actually use LinkedIn incorrectly when they go to apply jobs. And I think part of that is because LinkedIn actually makes it so easy to apply for jobs. You can find a job and just say apply now. And so then the other person on the end, the hiring manager, aka for me, for example, hundreds of people that literally sometimes didn't even look at the job description and just pressed apply now. I recommend taking it a step further. Look at the job role and look at the hiring manager. Once you apply, send them a direct message and says, hey, I have applied. Here is my resume. Reattach the PDF of the resume and say, I'd love 5 minutes to chat, and here's why I'm qualified. Make it so easy for them. Do you know almost every single person on our team was hired because they personally followed up, whether I took too long to get back to them or they just wanted to get in front of me, they have emailed. And I'm yeah, let's jump on a call. Amazing. Make it easier for the hiring manager.
Yeah. And see if you have a connect at that company. I think that's such a big one too. And asking them to kind of bump up your resume. I think I've gotten some people that are hey, by the way, I literally did this last night. A friend of mine's applying for a job. I know the founder. I worked with her, so I know how she is. I sent the text, and immediately that creates this level of trust and connection. So LinkedIn's a great resource to be do I know anyone at this company, or do I know anyone who knows anyone?
Yeah. And I think too, the best time to use LinkedIn is when also you're not just looking for a job. So post content, post relevant content, make sure your summary is clear, make sure that your photo is clear. just tighten things up. I always like your homework. If I'm sure there's more homework, but like the one thing that I want you to do is audit every single touch point that someone can find on you. Your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. If you have a portfolio and a website, which I strongly believe everybody should, just audit everything and just make sure everything aligns.
And yeah, be like, would you hire you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you hire you is so real.
Yeah. No, I think it's so true. And I think like LinkedIn, like constantly be updating that, like with your accolades, any press you're getting, all that stuff. It's like kind of a, pain. You don't think about doing it all the time, but it's so, so, so important.
Yeah. Projects that you've worked on.
Exactly. Like it's so, like, it's funny. I feel like I get the best hires I've gotten is from posting on my LinkedIn personally and saying like, hey, we're hiring for this role. And I genuinely get so many good people. It's such a great connection from that because also people will repost it. They'll tag their friends. I just feel like it has such amazing value there. So it's really interesting, but also a good stat, 87% of recruiters vet candidates on LinkedIn. So you got to get your shit together.
And also for your resume, just common mistakes. When your LinkedIn doesn't click out, I hate it.
You're immediately out.
I actually do disqualify people. I'm not, and I think that that's fair for everything. Whether you're a business owner and your website doesn't work on your link doesn't work on your website, like just make sure, tighten things up. So I really don't like that. Too long, too what is it, like too vague of words and verbs. Like be very, very clear on what it is that you do actively. A bunch of jargon. Again, I think we get that when you're putting it into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Just tighten it up, be very direct, and see what the role is looking for. What other mistakes do you feel like people are doing?
I think a big mistake that people do, especially if it's a smaller company, it's fine. But I think for like bigger companies, they message the founder directly. And here's what I'll say. I'm not in charge, y'all, of hiring people. Don't slide into my DM. Do not message me. Do not approach me with a resume. But I used to be, but like now bombard this woman here.
Yeah, don't message
Please.
me either.
I'm like, I'm not involved in any of this stuff. But like, I feel like it's like, it's make sure you're hitting the right person up. I think that's important as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think again, the last thing is if you don't have a portfolio that lists all your projects and all that stuff, literally get your domain, marinamiddleton.com, and just like put a little bio.
Do not give yourself a plug now.
I'm being so for real. Like, all your projects, where they can find you. It just makes you look a little bit professional, and nobody does that. Again, when I worked in corporate, I didn't have my own, landing page, but I do believe that everybody should.
I'll also say make sure you research the company if you're interviewing. So one of the questions I always ask is like, hey, what do you think Create and Cultivate could do better? Like in terms of social, in terms of our online events or whatever. And if someone's like, I would say, and you're like, you have no idea.
Yeah,
you've actually never looked at anything. You don't even know what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So it's like that's definitely a big one too. So many good tips here. Next week we'll be talking about how to invest in yourself like the asset you are. From choosing the right skills to upskilling to building a personal development plan, your employer might even help you pay for, like attending a Create and Cultivate. But we'll leave and end with this. Would you hire you?
Thanks for listening to this episode of Work Party. If you like what you heard, follow, leave a review, rate the pod, or slide into our DMs.
Check out the different ways you can create and cultivate on our website, createcultivate.com. From retreats and masterminds to our summits and festival.
We have different experiences to support you through your entrepreneurial journey from launch
to legacy.
Follow us at Create Cultivate on all platforms, and don't forget, work hard.
Party on.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.